The Constitution of the United States, the Federalist, number 25, number 25. The same subject continued. The powers necessary to the common defense further considered. Alexander Hamilton. It may perhaps be urged that the object enumerated in the preceding number ought to be provided for, for by the state governments under the direction of the Union, but this one would be in reality an inversion of the primary principle of our political association, as it would in practice transfer the care of the common defense from the federal head to the individual members. A project oppressive to some states, dangerous to all, and baneful to the Confederacy. The territories of Britain, Spain, and of the Indian nations in our neighborhood do not border on particular states, but encircle the Union from Maine to Georgia. The danger, though, in different degrees, is therefore common, and the means of guarding against it ought, in like manner, to be the object of common councils and of a common treasury. It happens that some states, from local situation, are more directly exposed. New York is of this class. Upon plan of separate provisions, New York would have to sustain the whole weight of the establishments requisite to her immediate safety and to the immediate or ultimate protection of her neighbors. This would neither be equitable as it respected New York, nor safe as it respected the other states. Various inconveniences would attend such a system. The state to whose lot it might fall to support the necessary establishments would be as little able as willing for a considerable time to come to bear the burden of competent provisions. The security of all would thus be subject to the parsimony, improvidence, or inability of a part. If the resources of such part becoming more abundant and extensive, its provisions should be proportionably enlarged. The other states would quickly take the alarm at seeing the whole military force of the Union in the hands of two or three of its members, and thus probably amongst the most powerful. They would each choose to have some counterpoise, and pretenses could easily be contrived. In this situation, military establishments, nourished by mutual jealousy, would be apt to swell beyond their natural or proper size, and being at the separate disposal of the members, they would be engines for the abridgment or demolition of the national authority. Reasons have been already given to induce a supposition that the state governments will too naturally be prone to a rivalship with that of the Union, the foundation of which will be the love of power, and that in any contest between the federal head and one of its members, the people will be most apt to unite with their local government. If, in addition to this immense advantage, the ambition of the members should be stimulated by the separate and independent possession of military forces, it would afford too strong a temptation and too great a facility to them to make enterprises upon, and finally to subvert the constitutional authority of the Union. On the other hand, the liberty of the people would be less safe in this state of things than that which left the national forces in the hands of the national government. As far as an army may be considered as a dangerous weapon of power, it had better be in those hands of which the people are most likely to be jealous than in those of which they are least likely to be jealous. For in truth, which the experience of ages has attested, that the people are always aware in danger when the means of injuring their rights are in the possession of those of whom they entertain the least suspicion. The framers of the existing Confederation, fully aware of the danger to the Union from the separate possession of military forces by the states, have in express terms prohibited them from having either ships or troops unless with the consent of Congress. The truth is that the existence of a federal government and military establishments under state authority are not less at variance with each other than a due supply of the federal treasury and a system of quotas and requisitions.